Music is the space between the notes, said Claude Debussy. Hello and welcome to Talking Flutes Extra, with me, Jean-Paul Wright. A quick shout out to our podcast sponsors, TJ Flutes, who make all of this possible with their support. Please can you show them some flute love by following them on Instagram at TJ Flutes, Facebook at Trevor James Flutes, and on the web at tjflutes.com. In a change to the usual podcast musical opening this week, the brilliant flute player Barry Griffiths gave us the famous and haunting opening bars to a piece which we all recognise, Syrinx. Claude Debussy's Syrinx is a piece for solo flute that has captivated audiences and flute players alike since its composition back in 1913. It is one of the most iconic and frequently performed works in the flute repertoire, known for its hauntingly beautiful melodies and innovative use of the flute as a solo instrument. But what is the narrative behind this piece? What story does it tell? In this podcast, I'll attempt to briefly delve into the narrative of Syrinx and explore its musical and cultural significance today. At its core, Syrinx is a musical representation of the mythological story of Syrinx from ancient Greek mythology. In the myth, Syrinx was a nymph who caught the attention of the Greek god Pan, who was also the god of nature, the god of shepherds, and also the god of rustic music. As Pan pursued her, Syrinx sought refuge from him by transforming herself into a reed by the riverbank. Pan, unable to capture her, instead fashioned the reeds into a musical instrument, the pan flute, also known as the Syrinx. Debussy's Syrinx captures the essence of this myth through its music, and is written in a single movement, comprised of a series of variations on a thematic material, which represent the different stages of Syrinx's transformation from a nymph to a reed. The piece is characterised by its evocative and expressive melodies, which create a sense of otherworldliness and ethereal beauty. One of the most distinctive features of Syrinx is its use of tone colour and timbre to convey the story. Claude Debussy carefully employed various flute articulations to depict different elements of this myth. For example, at the beginning of the piece, the flute's breathy tone creates a sense of the wind, representing Pan's pursuit of Syrinx through the forest. As the piece progresses, the music becomes more virtuosic, depicting Syrinx's transformation from a nymph to a reed, with the flute producing a wide range of colours and timbres to represent the different stages of a metamorphosis. The piece culminates in a climatic passage where the flute soars to its high register, representing Syrinx's final transformation into the reed. So, having given a brief narrative, and before we continue, let's take a listen to the full piece, Syrinx for solo flute, composed by Claude Debussy and played here by Barry Griffiths. Such a beautiful and haunting piece. Another important aspect of Syrinx is its use of symbolism. Debussy masterfully employs musical symbolism to convey the story of Syrinx, drawing on his innovative harmonic language and use of impressionistic techniques. The lush harmonies and intricate melodic lines all contribute to the overall mood and atmosphere of the piece, evoking the mystical and dreamlike world of ancient Greek mythology. Debussy's use of symbolism in Syrinx creates a multi-dimensional and evocative musical experience, inviting the listener to interpret and connect with the piece on a much deeper emotional level. Furthermore, Syrinx has cultural significance that goes beyond its mythological narrative. It's considered a pivotal work in the development of solo flute repertoire and a cornerstone of the French school of flute playing. Debussy's innovative use of the flute as a solo instrument, his exploration of new tonal colours and his departure from traditional tonality and form in Syrinx challenged the conventions of music composition at the time and paved the way for the development of modern flute playing. You see, this piece marks a significant shift in flute writing, breaking away from the traditional virtuosic showpieces of the Romantic era and ushering in a new and expressive and impressionistic flute music writing. Debussy's Syrinx has also had a profound influence on flute players around the world. It has become a staple in the flute repertoire, studied and performed by flute players of all levels. Its widespread popularity can be attributed to its accessible yet challenging nature, its timeless beauty and its unique artistic expression. Flute players often use Syrinx as a showcase piece to demonstrate their expressive and interpretative abilities, making it a significant part of the flute community's cultural heritage. In addition to its musical influence, Syrinx has also played a significant role in the cultural and social context of its time. Debussy composed Syrinx during a period of artistic revolution and cultural upheaval in Europe, known as the Belle Epoque. This era was marked by a rebellion against traditional artistic conventions and a search for new forms of expression. And Syrinx reflects this spirit of innovation and experimentation perfectly. Debussy's departure from traditional tonality and form in Syrinx challenged the established norms of musical composition and opened the door for new creative possibilities. Furthermore, Syrinx has also been associated over the years with the feminist movement and the empowerment of women in music. Syrinx, the mythological character, is often interpreted as a symbol of female agency and resistance against male oppression. In this interpretation, her transformation from a nymph to a reed represents her taking control of her own destiny and defying Pan's advances. Debussy's composition of Syrinx can sometimes be seen as a musical expression of female empowerment and a celebration of women's strength and resilience. In recent years, Syrinx has also gained renewed attention and relevance in discussions about diversity and inclusion in the classical music world. The piece has been championed by flute players from many diverse backgrounds, including female flute players, players of colour, and LGBTQ+ flute players, as a symbol of breaking barriers and challenging traditional norms in classical music. It has been performed in concerts, competitions and recordings by flute players from all over the world, representing a very wide, diverse and inclusive approach to music making. So in conclusion, Debussy's Syrinx is a masterpiece of solo flute repertoire that holds immense importance and influence in the music world today. Its narrative of the mythological story of Syrinx, its innovative use of tone colour, symbolism and expressive techniques, its cultural and historical significance, and its impact on contemporary music and social issues make it a seminal work that continues to captivate and inspire musicians and audiences alike. So whether you are a flute player preparing to perform Syrinx, or even an audience member eager to now appreciate its beauty and significance, understanding its narrative and context will now enrich your experience and deepen your connection with this iconic piece of music. Thank you for joining me this week on Talking Flutes Extra. Next week, I'm back with a bite size. So until then, wishing you a wonderful and musically fulfilling week ahead. And may your low B be particularly in tune. Because mine really is. Goodbye. Talking Flutes and Talking Flutes Extra are podcast productions by the Trevor James Flute Company. For more information, visit trevorjamesflutes.com.